All right, so this is a video here for people. I'll make it as quick as I possibly can about the income distribution plan and how to get it, how to get the token, to get the plan, all that kind of stuff. If you follow the posts in our Traiex EN team group there's two important groups you need to follow. But actually, I'm going to talk about these groups here right now real quick. Okay, so we've got our shared marketing content, which is really the marketing end of things. If you're interested in marketing, just come in here and say, hey, Drew, I'm interested in the marketing, and I'll set you up. I give you a funnel to use. It's all linked to you and stuff. There's a course that you go through. Put a lot of time into it, guys. It took me about 6 months to put it all together. So yeah, if you're interested in marketing, just come in there and say, hey, Drew, I'm interested in the marketing. And then we all kind of like help each other out with the marketing. And then this here is the chat support. So if you ever have a question, you can come in there and you can leave your question if you're in my structure. If you're not in my structure, like this team group here is open to the general public, just because I know some people are like, they're not happy with their sponsor or whatever. They made the wrong decision and didn't put a referral code in, and they don't even have a sponsor. So I just leave this group open to the public to come in and stuff. But yeah, don't ask questions in here if you're not in my structure. But if you are in my structure, you can either ask a question or you can just direct me, straight, like directly message me, and I'll help you out. Okay. And then news and updates. So these are the most important ones, is the chat support. If you're on the team, you can just come in there and ask a question anytime, okay? Or if you're thinking about joining, you can ask a question there and then someone will help you out, okay? Updates and news. This is what you're going to want to follow, okay? Because the updates and news is going to be information that is going to come out that the company has told the leaders, hey, we're going to make these changes, or we're going to do this or whatever. Like, for instance, this information here hasn't been said publicly, and I shared it with you guys last night. We've got a video down here about information, changes they're going to make, awesome changes they're going to make to the website in the next 3 to 4 months. So pretty far out. And, as I say in the video, like some of it might not happen, but some of it will happen, right? Okay, so the updates and news and the chat support is where you need to look. If you ever need USDT to fund your account, or you want to sell USDT and you don't want to send it through a third party and then send it to your bank type thing like that, and then, do an e-transfer or whatever, you can get, normally we can find someone here that'll buy the USDT off you that's in your country. So you can just do an e-transfer with the person, or you can buy USDT from another member that's like in your country type thing. Okay. Normally there's always someone there that's going to sell you or buy from you. Okay. So, those are the groups there, and this here. Okay. So I want to make a quick video just about this, because this is really, really important, because right now the token is really cheap because they just did they relaunched they had to close things down for about 2 months. So they turned the trading bots off for about 2 months to do updates, and they had to get a new liquidity provider, and they actually ended up being one of the liquidity providers. Like the Traiex owner is one of the liquidity providers for the exchange. I'm not going to talk about what is a liquidity provider. You can just go and Google that. But yeah, so they had to close things down. They did a bunch of updates, and then they opened back up. Everything is how it was basically. So it's all good, right? But because of that, when they opened back up, the price of the token like tanked because everyone sold their token, like the Traiex token. Okay, so they sold it and it dropped by like 66%, which is crazy. So we're in an opportunity right now, guys, and this is the main message that I'm putting out to my team: is go and buy the freaking token because it's so cheap, right? And you probably will not have an opportunity like this again. And then yesterday, when in the leaders chat, I saw this, that they're going to put a plan that's the free plan. The free plan right now, guys, where you earn 60%, you don't have to freeze any tokens, and you can earn 60%. So the company earns 40% off your deposit trading, and you earn 60% off your deposit trading, okay? They're actually going to make 2 new plans before that. So the free plan will then be 50-50, okay? So you're earning 50%, the company's earning 50%. And then if you decide, hey, yeah, I want to buy some tokens and freeze them for 1 month, you're earning 55% and the company's earning 45%, okay? And then so on and so on, all the way up to 80-20, okay, for 4,000 tokens. So it is actually realistic for pretty much everyone out there to go and buy 4,000 tokens, because the price of the token is pretty much nothing, guys. It's like, I bought my tokens for 35 cents on average, and I bought 3,000 of them. I had enough to buy 3,000. So like the average person, I consider myself kind of the average person, you could probably over a month get yourself 4,000 tokens, right? Okay, and I believe right now, for the people just starting watching this video, I think it's better for you, and this actually hurts me because the more you deposit into your account, the more you'll make. And then I get 18% commission. Anyone that sells this, guys, they get a commission of the company profit. So I would actually make less commission by telling you this. And also, if I'm telling you this, like, oh, go focus on buying 4,000 tokens, then what that ends up happening is you're not focusing on building your deposit balance. So then I'd actually earn less because you're focused on getting tokens, right? So this actually hurts me by sharing this with you. So I highly recommend that think about this before you share it with your team, because it might end up hurting you. But it's a good thing to know here. Okay, so that's the new income distribution, which is going to happen in, I believe they said 1.5 to 2 weeks from now. Okay, and then they have more updates coming out, which if you want to know those updates, you have to be in our team group here, and you can watch this video, and those are coming out in 3 to 4 months. Okay, and they're, not everything's going to be as I say in the video, right? Things could change because it hasn't happened yet, type thing. But this here, the company has confirmed that this is what they're doing. Okay, like I've seen the top leader say it. The owner of the company said these are the changes we're making. So this here, what you see, that's happening. Okay, so this buying the token, guys, you need to think about doing that. Okay, I'm not going to say go do it, but you should think about it. Okay, so if we come over here, we look at the token, we understand why this happened, why the token tanked there. They lost a liquidity provider. They ended up being one of the liquidity providers. I think there's 3 liquidity providers for Traiex. And then some other stuff happened there, which I'm not going to talk about because it doesn't really involve Traiex. But what ended up happening is they had to turn the bots. They didn't have to, but the earnings would not have been that good. And then, things probably would have turned into a disaster for us if they had have left things on there for a couple months. I think it was a couple months, right? So from about here, no, I guess it was, yeah. So like March or something, not a couple months. Sorry, guys. March till like April, roughly, kind of thing like that. There was no trading. The bots weren't trading, and you couldn't like trade the token or anything like that. So as you can see there, nothing was happening. And then all of a sudden, the trading started back up. The bots were turned back on from the company and stuff. And then what happened here is a panic sell, right? People don't understand things. They're like, they don't follow the news. They don't like have a proper sponsor that tells them stuff like this. And they go and they're like, oh, they're going to scam or something. And then everyone sold not everyone, but a lot of people sold their tokens, which then created we could go to the very low, created a 76% drop in the price of the token, which for us, the smart people, that's an amazing opportunity. That gives us an opportunity to buy this token at a really, really freaking low price where we're not paying 4,000 or, there was a point where I think the token to get 4,000 tokens cost you $8,600 or something like that, or $8,200 or $300. I remember calculating it and thinking like, holy shit, I'll never be able to afford this. It's so expensive. Because the value of the token at one point went up to $2.40 or something, right? So right now, the token is in this wedge pattern. Okay. And this wedge pattern here, if it was in an uptrend, would be a bearish pattern, meaning that it's going to come down. It's probably going to break and come down here. But seeing that we had this big tank here, the 76% drop, and then it's easy to see what's happening, guys. We have a support line here. It's holding support. And then now this was the previous high off that support, holding support, coming back up. And now it's finding support up here. You'll see that it's not just shooting up and then coming back down, then shooting up and then coming back down. It's now trading up here. So you think about it this way. This is what I told my team, is that you think of trading as in when you're coming up against resistance, okay, resistance would be this top line, bottom would be support, right? When it's coming up against resistance and it keeps on hitting the resistance line, it's like you going and kicking a door, right? If you kick it 40 times and you're, 200 pounds or whatever, you're going to knock the door right off the hinges, right? Eventually. So it's the same thing in trading. If it keeps on going and hitting on that line, eventually it's going to break through the line and it'll go up to the next level. Okay. So this is why I'm saying that, maybe you don't want to buy right here, right now, today. But if we come back to, if it comes back down here to take another attack at that line, then take that opportunity and buy the coin. Okay. Even right now, if you feel like it's a good deal, I'll go out there and buy the coin. It's a good deal. Then go and buy it. Okay. This is not financial advice. This is not like me telling you, you have to do this or you have to do that. Just saying, this is what I did, guys. I bought the token every time it hit this bottom line here. Not every time, but every time I saw it hit that line or break the line or whatever, I went and I bought some tokens. So my average in here is not perfect, but it's 0.35 was my average in there. I got tokens from, I had some buys right down there, like really freaking low. And then I had a lot of buys at 0.35. I had some at 0.37, and I got a lot of tokens here. So I got myself to 3,000 tokens there. And then now I'm working towards another 1,000 tokens, and then I'll get to 80/20. Okay. So how do you buy the token? And then so now you should understand why you want to buy the token is so you can earn more. And also in this video here, I'm going to have to make it a little bit longer. I'll go over like what's the difference between 80/20 and these new plan, what they're going to put in is 50/50 or 55/45, right? Like what's the difference between that? Like how much more are you actually going to make? And here's the thing that I figured out by thinking about this is if you buy the token now within this wedge, and you have, say, $3,000 to $5,000 in your account, you'll actually, by spending, say, $1,700 to buy, we'll say $1,700 to $2,500 to buy 4,000 tokens within this wedge here, the top of the wedge or the bottom of the wedge, wherever, right? You're actually going to make back double that over the next 12 months, pretty much. Right? It's probably gonna be a little bit more if you're buying them, within the middle of the wedge here. Okay. If you have like 3,000 to 5,000 in your account that your bot is trading on by being at 80/20, okay, you're going to make roughly the amount of your account back more in the year by buying the token. Okay. It's crazy. So imagine this, if you had $25,000 or $10,000 and you're not at 80/20 and you're earning 50/50, by going and spending, by not going out there and spending the $1,700 or $2,500 wherever you're buying the tokens at, you're missing out on like probably 10,000 plus over the next 12 months of profit, right? Because the difference in profit is crazy between 50/50 and 80/20. Okay, and we'll get into the math of that because I know a lot of people watching this might be thinking like, what the heck's he talking about? Like, how could it be that much of a difference? But it is, guys, because the profitability is really nice in here. So a 40% difference is a huge thing there. Or sorry, it'd be 50, 60, 70, 80, 30% difference. Sorry, 30% difference here is a big difference, right? Okay. So we'll get going here. I'll show you guys how to buy the token from just, if you log into your account here. Okay, so say I've logged into my account. I'm in I wish I had more funds in there right now, but that was just a little commission that I moved over. I got another $90 coming over. I'll just show you guys that really quick. Like I am serious, like buy the freaking token is my advice. That's pending to come over. That's a commission I made today. So we're going to buy with $8 here of token and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so you log into your account, you go over to trade, you click on spot. Okay. Make sure that you're in your master account. Okay. So, you want to be in the master account. You don't want to be in the sub account. Okay. The sub account is where your bot trades. Okay. You're going to go over here. You're going to come down. You're going to click on the Traiex token. Okay. And it's up to you where you want to buy it. Okay. So for me, I'm going to set an order to, if I was to go like, bring this down, put this out here, and bring it down even more. And then if I was to draw a trend line through here, okay, I'm going to set my order for the token around here with just what I have right now. The majority of the token, I'm going to watch to see if it breaks this trend line. If it breaks the trend line, I know it's going to come back down to probably 0.40 area, roughly. It might come back down to there. Who knows? It could come back down to that lower trend line. Okay, you saw my trend lines earlier, so you can do the same thing if you want. I'm going to set my order at the bottom of the trend line. If it breaks above here, I'm going to wait for it to come back down to this trend line. Okay, things just don't go up and up and up. It'll break out, it'll hit resistance, and then it'll probably come back down fast, like it did over here. Boom, boom, like that, right? Comes back down. Okay, so it's not a rush as in, oh, I need to buy the tokens right now, and you know, you're not getting the best value for your token, even though it has crashed like 76%. So right now it's probably down 60 something percent or whatever. Okay, so you're still getting an amazing deal if you decide to go and buy right away, but I'm going to try and get the best deal I can. So I have my trend line across here. I'll just make this even bigger for you so you guys can see better there. And then I'm going to put hover my little pointer here, and I'm just going to look at the chart. So probably I might get filled right here, okay, for my $8 of tokens. So 0.4498. So then I come up here, I go 0.4498, okay? And then if I go 100%, you can see there's my $7.20. That's going to give me 16 tokens. As I said before, guys, I'm moving over like a commission I make, today's earnings, I'll move over, right? What's today's earnings so far? I've got $28 in there. You know, I'll hit withdrawal on that. I'll move it over here. I'll buy the token. I'm going to go and withdraw some of this balance here so I can buy the next $1,000 of tokens that I need. So you can buy 4,000 tokens at once, right? If you want to. Okay, make sure it's on limit. That's the only way you can set your own price. Okay, and then I'm going to click on buy order, and that order is going to set there. You can see it's now there. And then if things work out for me, which they probably will, that order will fill. And I want to do that till I have 4,000 tokens, okay? Or whatever you're trying to get to. Maybe you're trying to get to 70-30 with 2,000 tokens, or maybe 65-35 with 1,000 tokens type thing, okay? So that's what you want to do. Okay, that's what I recommend you. So that's how you buy the tokens. So once your order fills, or if you're like, I don't care, I like the price right now, you're buying from these guys. Okay, so for instance, if you're buying 4,000 tokens, this guy has 134 tokens. This guy here has 634 tokens. This guy here has 1,500. This guy here has 1,900 or whatever. So it's going to, if you hit market, this is the way, like if you're just like, I just want to buy them fast, you would go and do that. And then it's just going to buy from this. Okay. So you might not get the price you want. Like it might end up buying it up here, but still considering it came down so much, I don't know. For some people, that might be a good deal for them. Okay. Personally, myself, I like to wait for the price to come to me and then I get the token. That's how I got all these. Okay. I got 3,000. Okay. So the next thing you're going to notice is it'll buy, and then you'll see the value of your token up there. Okay. You're going to come over, you're going to go down here, and you'll be able to go, you have to go through them. So the first one you'll start on is this. So it'll look exactly like this. Okay. You'll come here, you'll purchase it. That's going to cost you 1,000 tokens. Then you got to go to the next one. You know, this is going to cost you another 1,000 tokens because you already have 1,000, right? So it's going to cost you another, and same thing. You're just clicking the buttons and then you're buying it. You have to do one at a time, like buy this 1,000, buy this 1,000, buy this 1,000, and then buy this 1,000. Okay. Boom. Click on that and that'll purchase the token for you. And then you'll notice it'll look like this. So that's basically how you do it. Okay. So the next thing here I want to talk about, and I want to kind of make this as quick as I can to get through here, because I think that you guys really need to understand, like, man, like you got to you got to really think about how much more this can make you. Okay. But I don't want this to come across as like, oh, Drew's just telling us this because he wants us to spend some money and blah, 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 blah. Like if you logically think about it, guys, this actually, in a way, it hurts my commission because I'm telling my team to focus on this and to not focus on this at the moment. If they focus on this, I make more money. Okay, so I want to prove this to you right now because I know there's some people out there just saying like, oh, he's just trying to make some money, blah, 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 blah. Okay, this number here, I go out there, I promote, and I get signups and people join and stuff like that. If they focus, those people that join me, if they focus on this number here, I make more money. Okay, because their bot is trading on that number. And if they make more money because this number is bigger, right? They're making money. Then I would make more money because I get, at the moment, like I get 18% of this number here. Okay. So what that would mean, if I'm telling people, you got to focus on getting through this, then the company makes less money off you, meaning I make less money off you. Okay. So yeah, guys, I just want to nip that in the bud that like, I'm not doing this to be like, oh, I want to make more money, so I'm making this content. I'm doing this because I want to help you guys out. And I don't want people saying like, oh, why did he buy the tokens back then when it was so low? And, he didn't focus on this number. Okay. Type thing. Okay. So let's go. Let's open up Grok. Okay. And you can, if you're like with me right now and you're like, yeah, okay, I understand. Like now's the time to buy the token. That's the smart thing to do. Focus on the token over building this number. And when you get to 80-20 or 70-30 or whatever you're happy with, then start focusing on this number again. You can stop watching the video now, like if you understand what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna go for just explaining to the people out there they're like, I still don't get it. Like, why should I buy the token? It comes down to like, you're just gonna make way more money if you purchase the token, even if you have say just 3,000 or 5,000 like myself in your account, like a small account, trading account. It's gonna make way more money, way more than if you're at 50-50. Okay, because once again, guys, this is what's going to happen. For the people that don't have tokens, they're going to be at 50-50, okay? For the people that do have tokens, you're making more money, and that percentage between 50-50 and 80-20 is huge. Like, it's a world of a difference here, okay? So we'll look at this. So we'll say, and 50-50 is really easy to figure out because it's 50-50, right? Okay, so calculation. So I did all this math for you. So I'll run through this. This will be easier than me typing it all out again. Okay. So for instance, like this, okay. Today in a 50-50 split, together the 100% of the 50-50. So 100% was $37. Okay. Was made. How much is my 50%? Okay. You make 50%. The company's making 50%. That's what this is. Okay. You would have made $18.50. Okay, say that's a $4,000 account or something. You can see my balance right now is, because I want to be realistic with this stuff. My balance right now is $5,200. I added this $150 here, right? I think in yesterday's video there was $5,040 or something. So I added roughly $150 there. This morning. Okay. So it's actually about a $5,000 balance that made this here. Okay. And it's not in about an hour from now, an hour and a half. It's going to be, so I did my video yesterday here. We'll go over this. And we'll make this 100%. The exact time I did yesterday's video, the end of this video, I reset my balance to 0. Okay. It's 0. And that was at 1:46 p.m. Okay, I reset my balance to 0 and it's 12:37. So roughly there's probably 4 more trades that's going to happen. On average, my trades are, it's creating about $1.20 per profit, per trade. And if there's say 3 to 4 more trades, that might be another $3 to $4. Okay, we'll say probably $5. But anyways, so this number here would, with $5,000 account, it would most likely per day on average, depending on if today's an average day or not, I don't know, we'll have to see. It might be $32 or something, right? Around there, roughly. Okay. So understanding that and understanding that $37 here actually might be a little bit 32, and I'm at 75.25 in my account here. So this is me trying to figure things out, okay? So this here, maybe a little bit less than $4,000, like maybe $3,800 or something like that, might make $37 a day as the 100% profit. And then you might see $1,850 if you have, say, $3,500 or something like that in your account, right? Okay, here or there type thing. Okay, this is just numbers, guys. It's not like 100%. If you have $3,500 in your account that your bot's, and then your bot's trading on 30% of that because you have it set on high risk, you're going to make $1,850 a day. So this video here is more along the lines for people that have a Traiex account. And it's not me trying to like show you this is how much you can make and stuff. I'm trying to prove to you here that you need to go and buy the token is my advice. Okay. Buy it low. Okay. I know the company's not going to put out news, buy the token. It's low. They're not going to say that to you. Okay. So I'm saying that to you, trying to help you guys out here. Okay. Even if it's like affecting my commissions. So, and I just want to say once again, if you understand all this and you understand like, yeah, now's the time to buy the token, you don't have to watch the rest of this video. You can just go buy the token. And then I've already showed you how to go in here and you just click on update. And as long as that funds is in your master account, it'll go through and you can buy the token. Okay. So we'll come back here. So we know that if we had roughly 3,500 to say 4,000 in our account, maybe that 100% profit would be $37 a day. So I'm just using numbers that are like pretty low here, I guess. And we'll say it's $18.50 that you would make, okay, as your 50-50. Okay, so then we come down here. This we don't really need to think about. I just wanted to put it there for you guys so you understand 100%. 50% of that number there is $18.50. Okay, so that is the 50% profit. Your $18.50. Okay, and then if we come down here and we take the exact same numbers that it made, the 100% profit was $37. So the account is the exact same size. Everything's the same. The deposit amount, everything's the same. The day in trading, the same profit, everything's the same. The only difference is you bought the tokens and you're at 80-20. You made $29.60 there, which you might be thinking, oh, it's only $29.60. That's not that much, more than $18.50. Like a lot of people might think that, and they might think like, oh, I don't need to buy, the tokens. I'll just 50-50 is fine for me, because they're thinking on such a small like day time frame type thing. But if you think about this on a larger time frame, we're talking like it's a totally different ball game here. Okay, so this would be the 50-50, $18.50 a day. There's on average 30 days a month, so 18.5 times 30 is 555. Once again, it's not going to be realistic for you to think you're going to make $18.50 per day every single day. It's not a Ponzi scheme, right? So these are just numbers of like, if an average was $18.50 and you had, say, $3,500 in your trading account and you're at 50-50, you maybe make $18.50, okay? And there's 30 days a month. So once again, for those people out there that are watching this and you're not a Traiex member, these are just numbers. It's not like, this is not what's going to happen if you put, it's not going to be the exact same thing if you put $3,500 in your account. Okay, a lot of people are like, hey, if I deposit $2,000, how much will I make? It's like a loaded question, right? You can't answer that properly. So in this loaded question, loaded scenario, you would make roughly $555 over those 30 days. Okay, with your $3,500 in your account. Okay. So then we take that and we have our 2960 number, which is the 80-20 profit. We do the same 30 days. You're making $888 in the month. Once again, loaded scenario, right? It might not be that much for the people, or might be more or less or whatever for the people out there that are not members, but you're still watching this video, right? Okay. So then we figure out, like, that is a pretty big difference there, right? One's 500 and one's almost 900. Okay, so almost twice as much. And then we take this here. The difference, guys, is with the exact same scenario. The bot did the same amount of profit as the 100%. The only difference, the account is the same size. The only difference is that one person is at 80-20 and the one person is at the other person is at 50-50. The person at 80-20 made an extra that month in 30 days with only like $3,500 roughly in their account. We'll say $3,000 to $4,000, made an extra $333 that month. Okay. So you might still be thinking, well, that's not that big of a difference there because, I have $3,000 to $4,000 in my account. $333 is not that big of a difference. It's a huge difference, but some people might still be thinking like that, right? So then if you look at this on a yearly basis, it's completely insane, okay? And this here, I'm just pointing out that, if you were to wait months for the price to go up and then be like, okay, maybe I'll do this now, like the difference you'd be paying is a ton, right? Like this is 4,000 tokens at 80 cents each is going to cost you $3,200. When if you were to buy them now, this here is the 55.45 level. If you were to buy right now at 0.39, when I was doing this, it was at 0.39. It cost you $195. So you could get some tokens and start the freezing process for like under $200 if that's, because once you get started with it, guys, then you can use your earnings and get the next plan and that type of thing. That's what I'm saying. This is going to kill my commissions and stuff because people will stop focusing on their account. But I think this message is more important than, hey, go focus on building your account, right? And then this here, this is what I purchased for. So I got 3,000 tokens at 0.35 on average. I only paid $1,050 to get to 75% of the profit, guys. So yeah, and I'm saying it's still in that wedge, the wedge pattern, guys. It's still in the wedge. So we could take advantage of this because it might come back down a little bit here before it takes off, okay? So back here, and then what are we doing here? Okay, we're just figuring out what is the difference in the percentages there. So this is, okay, here I use the example of a $3,000 account. It made $888 in the first, in the 30 days there. That's a 29.6% profit. So once again, I just want to point out that, maybe the result above that we're showing is a $4,000 account. So then that profitability would be less, of course, but this is just an example here. And I'm using the same example here with the 50-50 is it has a $3,000 account. It made $550 over $555 over the 30 days. You can see there the difference, guys. This is 18.5% in 30 days, a month. This is 29.6% in a month. Once again, I want to point out for the people that are not Traiex members and they're just watching this video, the watchers, this is just random numbers that we're basing this off that is something similar to the profitability that we're seeing, okay? So then we have here, if we were to take the difference, this is not the profit, this is the difference in profit. Okay, remember that 333 number was the difference between 50-50 and 80-20 on a $3,000 to $4,000 account, right? Okay, that 333 times 12 is $4,000 almost. Okay, so if you want to think about it that way, yeah, right now you're going and you're spending maybe $1,700 to $2,000 to buy tokens at this price within this little wedge here. Okay, for 4,000 tokens. If you have a we'll say like 3 to 4 to maybe $5,000 account or whatever, the $1,700 to $2,000 you're going to spend today, you're going to double that in the next year, right? In the next 12 months, you would double that just from the difference in profit between 50-50 and 80-20. Okay, so that is something to seriously think about, is that, by making that little investment there, you would double that investment of the cost of the token. You still have the tokens because they unfreeze and you can go and sell them if you wanted to, or you could just flip them and do it again. Like that's what I'm going to do is I'll have 4,000 tokens in 12 months from when I buy the 4,000 tokens. It's available to me. I just renew my subscription with those same tokens. Okay. So here's the other thing you need to think about is if if you can understand a trading chart and stuff like that, after a massive crash and, it hits a pretty much rock bottom price, like this price right here, I think is below the original listing price in the exchange. Like I think the original listing price was 0.34 or something like that, right? So this is really, really low price. The odds of it breaking below that price over the next 12 years or like ever again is really, really low. There's a higher possibility that if we're buying here in this area, that most likely in 12 months, it'll be trading in this area. Okay. And when it finds its average price, because of this concept here, that the majority of people that buy the token are actually holding them and they're not trading them, like buying and selling, what will end up happening is it'll find an average price and most likely the price action will stay at that average price. Okay. So that's something else you have to think about, is that by buying the tokens cheap, you're pretty much doubling, if you were to buy them now within that wedge, you're doubling your purchase investment by using the bot and buying those tokens and being at, we're talking about 80-20, right? You pretty much double the price of the tokens where you bought them. Okay. And then on top of that, the price action in the token is most, like you can see right now, guys, is actually making a leg up here. It's out of this line here. So I think it'll come down and fill my order, but who knows, right? So this here, what are the odds of it being down here below where you purchased? Really low, right? The odds of it coming up over the next year and finding a stable, like its actual worth, right? Its actual value, because there's, right now there's 3,000 people that have access to doing this, to buying these tokens and freezing them, because there's about 3,000 active members in Traiex. Do you think there'll be 3,000 active members in Traiex next year? No, there'll probably be like 20,000 or 30,000 or something like that, right? So there'll be more people holding and freezing the tokens, meaning that more people buy the token. What happens when you buy a cryptocurrency or buy a Tesla stock or anything? The stock price goes up. So if the majority of people are buying and holding, it means that the stock price is up, okay? So that's another thing, is that if you go and we purchase within this wedge or around this wedge here, it looks like, say we purchase right here where it is, and it goes and it trades within this here, 0.60 to 0.80 is its average, its value of the token. Then you've made like 46% from just holding. Your tokens are worth 46% more, right? Okay. So then you could think about it this way. We already know we've doubled by buying the token and being at 80-20, you've doubled what you've spent on the token, as in the bot is earning you 30% more. So you've doubled the value of what you've spent on the token. So then we can add this to it as well, and this is a scenario as in like, if the price goes up and finds an average value based upon that the company does good, okay? Which I think is totally realistic for the price of the token to find its average value at 0.60 to 0.80. Could be higher, or it could be, who knows? It could be here, right? It's most likely not going to be in here or down here, right? It'll most likely be higher than it is if we buy right now when it's dropped really low. And once again, this is not financial advice. This is just what I'm sharing with you guys, because I think it'd be stupid for you not to do it, okay? Because in just every way, like you're going to make more money if you're using Traiex trading bot. You're going to make 30% more, and the value of the token is probably going to be higher than when you bought, if we're buying right now, right? Like I bought most of mine the last week and a half. Okay. So right now, even I'm up, I think I bought my tokens 0.35 was my average, because I bought most of them down here, right? Where that trend line is. So 0.35 is about there. So now mine are already up 34%. Okay. So if we look at this, we take it where the price is right now. We go to what I think is going to be the value, the selling and buying value of the token will be from 0.60 to 0.80. That's 47% move up. How many tokens did it cost at zero? Okay, so this is what I'm talking about right now, is to buy 4,000 tokens at 0.47. The cost of the token right now is 0.479, so 0.48. I'll just do this. I did all this stuff like right before I started the video, right? So we'll just do this again. We'll make it exactly what it is right now. Actually, we'll just even round it up. Okay, so 0.48, say we're buying each token at. Okay, and I'm not telling you guys to go and pay 0.49 per token, right? I'm saying, like, you can see here, I've got this little itty bitty order that I did the start of this video right there, because I'm thinking, oh, the price is going to come back down here. But, you know, if we find support here, then you might end up buying the token there. I might end up buying my next 1,000 tokens here, right? Because I need 1,000 more. So that is going to cost 1960, okay? By the mathematics that we did here, by being at 80/20 and just having like $3,000 to $4,000 in your trading account, you're making an extra like $4,000 a year in that next 12 months, right? This is half of that. Okay, so then think of this, as I'm saying here, the price of the token's probably not going to stay here. It's probably not going to drop lower. It's probably going to be trading up within here or higher this time next year. Most likely, guys, if you think about things logically, right? Because if we think about things back here, what caused this? The members of Traiex caused this. The people that, like, I don't want to say are stupid or whatever, but like they don't really use their brain. It's like the people who buy the top of Bitcoin and then sell the bottom of it. It's the exact same mindset, same like thinking kind of thing, right? Okay, these people who sold here, they probably bought at over $1, and then now they're selling it at, like, you know, where I bought 34 cents or 35 cents. Okay. So we looked at this, we saw that, you know, if the price starts to trade up here, that's a 47% gain. Okay. So then if we ask this here, I paid this much for 4,000 tokens. They went up 40, I think it was 47%, right? 47%. How much are they worth now? Okay, so this is another factor you have to think about, is buying low, right, and holding. So now your token value is almost $3,000. It's $2,800. So you've doubled the amount of money that you spend to buy the tokens because you're earning 30% more, and that took you 12 months. And then you're saying the odds of the token going up, the odds of the token going up and being at an average buy from 0.60 to 0.80, right? You've went and you've turned your $1,900 or whatever it was, $1,960 now into $2,880. Okay, so that's another factor in it. Okay, so that's it for me for this video, guys. I just really wanted to make something strong here that you'd understand, like, okay, this makes sense to do, because I know when you come in here and all you think about is just, oh, I got to get this balance bigger because this balance will make this balance bigger. And the honest truth behind it, guys, is that this is something else that you have to really, really think about, and especially at this time, because this is so cheap, right? If this was $1 or $2 or something, I wouldn't make this video. I wouldn't be telling you, oh, go buy the token. I'd be saying, if you have 15 or 20 or $30,000 in this balance here, then yeah, you should buy the token. It makes sense, right? But if you have 5,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 or whatever, like, you know, and the value of the token's $2 or $1 or something, then buying this wouldn't make, you know, that much more. Well, it'd make a difference, but it's maybe not going to be worth it for you. If you're spending $1 on a token, it might be worth it to add 4,000 to here. And then when you get to 10,000 or 15,000, use your profit balance to buy the token. And that's what I used to say in the videos before this happened and the token came down, and then now it's like a great buy, right? Okay, so my message to everyone, if you're a Traiex member, if you're looking at joining Traiex, is go buy the freaking token, okay? It's not financial advice. It's just, this is what I think that you should do if you want to actually logically think about things, okay? And why I've put this video public, most of these videos that I make, I put them private and I just put them in my team group, and then no one else sees them except for people on my team that are, like, you know, there and they can see it. I put this one public and I put it on all my YouTube channels because I think this is the message that needs to get out there about Traiex, because I think it's like, you're going to like, it's not going to be this low again, guys. I don't want to say guarantee, but I can just see, like, look at all the support here. We're on an hourly chart, right? Like, for it to come back down and then break this level, the odds of it are really, really low compared to the odds of it going up. Like, sure, it might come down here, bounce off here, and then go back up. And then, you know, eventually at some point we're trading up here. But the odds of it coming down, breaking this level, and then dropping down here and then trading down here is very low compared to the odds of it being above here and trading up here, guys. Okay. Also, I'm not saying that once it breaks here, like, it's already broken there a bit. Once it breaks up here, I'm not saying it's going to go up to here and start trading here. Okay. It most likely will go and then come back down and do this. Okay. And then come back up and then do this. Okay. That's how trading works. Okay. It doesn't just go boom, 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 like straight up. Okay. So there's that. And then also I want to end the video here. Sorry, the video was long. I was trying to make it short, but it's long. I want to say, yes, I've put this, as I said, on all my YouTube channels. For the people that are watching this and you made the stupid decision to not have a sponsor in Traiex, because you can actually create an account in Traiex without having a sponsor, which is just a bad idea. You're more than welcome to come into my team group. Okay, I can give you support in my team group, but not one-on-one support. You can just follow the updates that I put out. Or if, for instance, you joined your cousin or your friend or something, and that's another bad decision, like, you want to join someone who puts out updates like this and understands things and stuff like that. So if that's the case and you joined like just a friend or whatever, and you're both in the same situation, like, you're like, you know, I don't know, I need someone else's opinion, you know, all that kind of stuff, you can come in our team group, guys. If you're on my Traiex promotional channel, like, it's got a picture of me on it with the Traiex in the background and stuff. It says like join Drew or something like that, Traiex. You can just go to, so you click the first link in the video. Anyways, any channel you're on, click the first link in the video description, and I'll make a way for you to get into our team group. Okay, so I'm just saying, if you're on if you're on my personal Traiex channel, the first link is actually my funnel, but within my funnel, you can get to the team group. Okay, so that's how you could get to the team group. If you're on our team group YouTube channel, the first link takes you to the YouTube channel. Okay, if you're on another different YouTube channel, I'm going to put this, I think I have 4 or 5 YouTube channels, so I'll just put it on all of them. And if you're on a different YouTube channel, just click the first link in the video description, and I'll put a link to my personal YouTube channel, and then you can get into our team group that way, okay? So that's it from me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and just, I want to put out the message again, guys, like, this is not financial advice, but this is just advice, like what I'm doing and what I'm telling my team to do that makes sense, okay? Makes a lot of sense. Like, you're going to earn 30% more. The value of the token is probably most likely going to go up. And, you know, altogether, like, if you have a $3,000 to $4,000 account, you're making $4,000 more over the year. And probably the value of the token is almost double of, you know, or $1,000 more or whatever of what you actually paid for it if you're buying it like around this wedge area in 12 months from now, right? Or who knows? The value of the token could be $1 in 12 months or $2 in 12 months. And then you're like, you know, you did really good. You've went and, you know, quadrupled your deposit there, right? Of buying the token. So that's it from me. Once again, you know, you're invited to the team group there. You don't necessarily have to be on my team to be in the team group. You can still follow the updates. If you're not in my structure, you can't actually ask questions in there. Only people in my structure can get support through questions and stuff. There, right? So that's something you have to think about, is just, if you're in there, you can just kind of like follow the updates that we put out. So that's it. So I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.